What comes to mind when you think about prostitution? Do you think about freedom and empowerment, or do you think about sin, sadness, and despair? How strongly held are your views about prostitution anyway? And can they be challenged? Visit Amsterdam, my friends, and you'll find out. We are Jamil and Idris, twin brothers, medical doctors, world travelers. Our passion? We wander the globe in search of the people, the places, and the things that uniquely affect health, wellness, the human body, and the human condition. Double trouble? Nah. Double delightful, double insightful, double informative, double quirky? Yeah, we'd like to think so. Renaissance men? Yeah, we'd like to think so. After all, you never know where we're going to end up next. This is our journey. This is The Globe on Call.
Prostitution is currently legal in 15 countries. There's perhaps no country better known for legal prostitution, however, than Holland, and there is certainly no city more synonymous with the world's oldest profession than the Dutch capital.
So while in Amsterdam, if you want to learn all there is to possibly learn about prostitution, who better to speak with than the legendary Fokkens twins? And who are the Fokkens twins, you might ask? Identical twin sisters Martine and Louise Fokkens are probably two of Amsterdam's best-known prostitutes. Together they worked for over 50 years, and before retiring at the age of 70, it is said that they combined slept with over 300,000 men. So after meeting up with the twins in Amsterdam's red light district, we started by asking them how it was that they first got involved with prostitution. Their answer was surprising.
Her husband, his work was finished. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh. So your husband was out of work.
And then he make a lot of fun, and he make a joke.
Oh, really?
Hey, you can do it.
Yep, you heard that right. Their husbands encouraged them. At first, Martine didn't start out working as a prostitute.
First, in the brothel, on that way, on the canal, they need a woman to clean the rooms and the windows.
Oh, so this year just cleaning the windows.
Yes.
Okay.
And later on they clean the men.
Wow. Martine and Louise would eventually divorce their husbands. Men who they said over time became less like supportive spouses and more like greedy pimps. The money was always good, and they made it crystal clear to us that they never felt compromised by their work. They were doing what they wanted to do.
Yeah, we are the boss. Okay. But on a good way.
Not only that, Martine and Louise say that they didn't feel victimized by their work or by their clients. In fact, they professed feeling a great deal of love and respect for many of the men who came to them. And that leads us to one final thought from the Fokkens.
Respect for the client, and for herself, for her body. You don't do everything.
During their 50 years in prostitution, the twins remained in control, never felt victimized, and maintained respect for themselves and their clients. The reality of their lives in prostitution challenged our perceived norms, so naturally we wanted to learn more. Therefore, after bidding the ladies a fond adieu, we made our way to Amsterdam's innovative PNG 292.
PNG 292, or Prostitutes in Health, opened its doors in 2008 after calls for tighter regulation and oversight of the Dutch sex industry. Today, PNG 292 has a dedicated team of 15 mental health counselors, social workers, and nurses. Sex workers in Amsterdam can go to PNG 292 if they need help registering with the government to legally work and pay their taxes, or help with necessities of life and well-being.
We sat down with PNG 292's Annelies and Amber. To start, we simply asked them what it was like to work with Amsterdam's professional sex workers.
It's a really cool group to work with. It's really nice. It's they're dynamic, working hard, young people. They're really nice to work with. So I think there's been stigma on sex work as long as sex work exists, and that didn't change so much because it's by the society. It's never been seen as a very normal profession.
Public health concerns highlighted in a recent study that found that 10% of female Dutch sex workers and 50% of male Dutch sex workers tested positive for at least one sexually transmitted infection. So we wondered whether or not regular STI testing of professional sex workers was mandatory.
In the Netherlands, there's no regulation about that. No. It's our advice is we give the advice to, as long as you do the work, test every 3 months.
Okay, so STI testing is not required. What about condom use?
That's an agreement between a male and a female. Most clubs here in Amsterdam, they work for it. private. But still, they don't know what happens in the room.
Yeah, sure.
At the end of the day, P&G 292 employs nurses, mental health professionals, and social workers for a reason. Prostitution can and does take an emotional, physical, and social toll on some. But others, like the Fokkens, they seem to flourish and find longevity in the business. When all was said and done, I still left feeling kind of sad for the people who had to make a living this way.
And I left feeling conflicted and unsure of whether or not it really was a matter of had to versus chose to. So what comes to mind when you think of prostitution?